siamo? Ci siamo? Se faccio play va? Se faccio play va? Vabbè, aggiorniamo, va, sto cacchio di Twitch, oh, mamma mia. Che cosa terribile. Ogni tanto è veramente terrificante, ma sembra tutto a posto, qualità. Adesso la qualità stasera, ieri non ce n'era nessuno, la qualità stasera c'è di nuovo tutta. Vabbè. Fissiamo il messaggio nel gruppo se qualcuno ci raggiunge. Che palle. Notifiche, più non posso. Che vuoi? Controlla Twitch da qua? No, non lo controllo perché fa schifo il controllo di Twitch. Fa schifo il controllo di Twitch. Allora, io ho necessità. Questo è Chronicle of Innsmouth, è il primo gioco sviluppato da me e ho necessità di fare una capture ad alta qualità. E per cui ho detto vabbè, me ne vado un po' live su Twitch, magari qualcuno ci fa un po' di compagnia. E buonanotte, allora devo avviare la registrazione qui e fare qui è tutto a posto, c'è solo il gioco. Ok, perfetto, registrazione qui, il gioco dov'è? Dovrei, ecco qua, e carichiamo la partita. Era arrivato qui, ok, perfetto. Il buon Lon. Il gioco è mio, ma sapete che ogni tanto non mi ricordo cosa bisogna fare. Però vabbè. Yes. Judging from the dates, I don't have the complete set of letters yet. Better keep looking. Oh, Bibbia? It's a Bible. It looks like a rather old edition. There's something sticking out from under it. Another letter. Judging from the dates, better keep looking. Com'era? Tira coperta. E spingi cuscino. Brutto. Come si muta? Ma come si muta sto cacchio di Facebook maledetto? E là, Lobby, buonasera. Buonasera. Oh, il gioco è mio, non mi ricordo quante lettere sono. E non ricordo quante lettere sono. Cassetto? Dove sta l'altra lettera? Fantastico. Ma no. Dovrebbe essere nel cassetto, se non sbaglio. È vero, eh? Just around when the professor hastily departed. It's empty. Okay. I'll just sneak a peek at his private letters. 1st September, 1919. Dear friend, how are you? I have just arrived in Innsmouth. C'è un bel doppiaggio, eh? Io non ho avuto modo di apprezzarlo a fondo perché lavorandolo a pezzi, poi fondamentalmente una run con tutto il doppiaggio non me la sono mai fatta. Yours affectionately, Elliot. 23rd October, 1919. Dear friend, I came here to Innsmouth of my own free will, but already I am beginning to regret it. During this pilgrimage, I have met only one good Christian in this place. He asked me to restore his faith in the godliness of his town. But he never showed up for that mass, and I have not seen him since. Most people here seem suspicious of my teachings, and our one true Lord seems to have only a smattering of followers. We will try to meet for Holy Mass in secret. Your friend, Elliot. 26th December, 1919. Ah, quanti ricordi, mi ricordo quando la scrivevo sta roba, bella. È parecchio che non lo prendo,
and have led them to seek comfort in the false faith of this cult. Although, I have discovered that this conversion took some time. They had few followers at first. I suspect that influential local figures managed to slowly lure folk in. This is probably why the remaining Christian people here wish to receive their mass in secret, to avoid the feeling of alienation that I, myself, am suffering
Ciao
from.
Danilo, buonasera.
But I feel they are not in any real danger. I've never seen any violence here. Yours, Elliot. 13th February, 1920. My dearest friend, the war had nothing to do with anything. They are right. God has
Ma ti ho approfittato che devo fare sta capture, poi capirete il perché e quindi mi son detto perché non farla live, tanto pure me lo devo giocare. Alla fine non mi blocco, teoricamente non mi blocco sul mio gioco, teoricamente.
Something smells fishy about all this. Better report back to Armitage.
Ah, sono le 3 del pomeriggio. Oh raga, ma voi... Allora, devo raccontare sta cosa, perché una delle cose più divertenti di tutto Chronicle of Innsmouth è stato scrivere le battute sui libri. Vedete, ci siamo fatti un sacco di risate. Un sacco. Fissatevi su quelli italiani perché sono quelli originali. Infatti qui Ross ha fatto una che sarà bello che era lapsus 2 punti, cioè finito, hai capito? Era quella... No, Ross nella traduzione non ha capito bene questa cosa. Quindi sono un po' fissi, però quanti risate ne fare sti cosi, voi non avete idea. Questo è ispirato alla macchina di Babà, che avete presente quel macchinone, quel calcolatore, quel protocalcolatore, tutto meccanico. Immaginiamo che qualcuno ci fosse rimasto incastrato dentro. In realtà c'è uno scienziato che ha fatto che aveva inventato, chi cacchio era? Aveva inventato una macchina automatizzata con fili e carrucole e alla fine è rimasto soffocato dalla sua macchina. Non mi ricordo chi era, cacchio. Vabbè.
Make a difference. Subtraction explained easily for the super rich. Here, there, and everywhere, so beware. Quantum Physics 101.
Quanti e guanti.
Velvet and bismuth, between the sexy sheets of chemistry. Retaining noble gases. How to not fart in
questa è
elite society.
becera, dai.
Suppose I try. Advances in rectal medication. Talking Heads by Herbert West.
Beh, questa è Lovecraftiana.
Promiscuous acts for the lactose intolerant.
Bella questa, dai. 1,5 su questo gioco.
Demand and supply. And yet it moves. Treatise on erectile functions in the elderly. Suppose I try. Advances in rectal.
Finiti.
The missing ring. Studies of paleoanthropological marriages lacking commitment. Rare stamps, cannibals of Italy.
Francobolli, cannibali in Italia. Questa è mia. che scindo sempre le parole.
Rituals of cannibals. Everyone digs in at Grandpa's funeral.
Questa è bellina pure,
Eat
dai.
My Shroud. Famous vampires of Germany. Eat My Shroud. Famous vampires of Germany.
Sul Naxerer tedesco, Naxerer.
You Can't Go Home Again. Touring the cannibal tribes of Papua New Guinea. Birdwatching, hot chicks of Massachusetts. Check your Republic at the door.
La Repubblica è bella becera, la Repubblica Ceca, non vedo l'ora di andarci.
Heading south for a cigar, the legend of the Bermuda Triangle.
Questo pure è bello, scendo a comprare le sigarette, il segreto del triangolo delle Bermuda. Lo so che rido con le mie battute, però che devo fare? Questa era di Amedeo, Lapponia, il paese natale, era carino però.
You Can't Go Home Again. Touring the cannibal tribes of Papua New Guinea. Wine tasting for those who know their ass.
Culinaria per chi non ha solo la testa tra le nuvole, vabbè.
Cyanide soup, making the world a better place. Prison administration and baking. files and cakes.
La tavola imbandita.
Asian and Western kitchen tools. Walk the fork?
Questo viene a me, bambù flambé, perché è una stronzata, però mi faceva
Get a
ridere.
brain. Culinary traditions in and around Salem. Wine tasting for those who
Vabbè.
try orchidism. Playing pinball with the extra ball.
Questa è la famosa che chiede il Sud, conosce se il nonno aveva 3 palle, era un flipper. Non so se la conoscete. E quindi triorchidismo. Me la ricordavo questa qua. Fantastica.
Planet of the Three-Headed Apes.
Vabbè, il pianeta delle scimmie a
Diary
3
of an
teste.
Electrician. Wired Tales.
Cronache di un elettricista, editore adatta.
XXX. Letters from an Illiterate.
Ah, questa
10
pure.
Unsolved Cases by Inspector Flop. Try orchidism.
Cioè,
Playing
archidismo
pinball
è un
with the extra
flipper.
ball.
Il nonno racconta. Dai, Dani, tu che sei, e se ci sta ancora l'hobby, voi che siete nella zona triorchidismo e flipper, è fantastica, dai. Il nonno
Claws and whiskers.
racconta.
Schools for cat stylists. The game of golf, somewhere between sport and sewing. Barbecue recipes, ribbed for her pleasure. Ew. Sega for nerds. Self-consolation in private. Wax on, wax off? Martial self-defense arts for the young. Psychic readings for dummies. Tarot,
Tarocchi
poker,
tra
and
7 e
bridge.
7 e mezzo.
Dotting all the I's. The art of sewing voodoo dolls. So my son is the devil. How to recognize the omens. How I burned the cats. Witchcraft in New England. Failed summonings.
Nominando gli dei in vano. Statogwe l'affricata alveolare sorda. Fantastico.
You're so boned. How to train your dog.
Queste battute partirono tutta da questa cosa che leggemmo un articolo, non mi ricordo su che cos'era, che faceva quell'osso è mio. E quindi decidemmo sto fatto delle battute vedendo sta battuta, non era una battuta, era un articolo sull'addestramento dei cani, però mi fece troppo ridere, non so perché. Tutte le battute sono... Ah, è vero, qua c'era il riferimento, il sito di Monkey Island World ci aiutò tanto, quindi qui sopra, cioè ci aiutò tanto, trovammo dei tester, delle cose, e quindi lo mettemmo qui sopra. Oh, l'avevo dimenticato,
The
vedi?
Anatomy of Amphibians by Professor
Questa è
Toby.
brutta,
Supersize Me.
questa è
T-Rex
bellina.
and the Mediterranean Diet. A Bug Driving a Scooter by Guido La Vespa.
Yeah, Guido la Vespa, detto in inglese, è fantastico perché non l'ha tradotto, Guido la Vespa.
On Hunting Zebras. Reading Between the Lines. You're so boned. How
Come
to train your
trattare i
dog.
cani possessivi, era proprio così l'articolo su internet, come trattare i cani possessivi, mi ricordo ancora, ma ci abbiamo già il depliant, sì.
I already have. Who is this Marsh character you were talking about?
He is a ruthless man dwelling in that godforsaken place.
Innsmouth?
Aye, the mere mention of that name rings of blasphemy.
I have nothing to ask him.
I've nothing to ask him. Fantastico. Vabbè, si sa come... No. Dobbiamo aprire gli altri... Vai qua. Vieni. Oh, abbiamo scoperto la YMCA. Questo era il gruppo che avevo all'epoca. Oh, che è successo? Ho perso il mouse. Ah no, fantastico. Che cazzo è successo? Beh, lo carico un attimo, tanto ho perso tempo a leggere le cose. No, cacchio. Vabbè. Così.
It's a Bible. It looks like there's a letter.
Subito facciamo, dai. Apri comodino.
It won't open.
Apri cassette.
Found a note. It's empty.
Sì. Spingi.
That looks like it was made up. Better not.
tira, spingi cuscino.
There's another.
Ci sono tutte? No, quella nella Bibbia. Okay.
An antique.
Ho trovato un bug. Fantastico. Un bug dopo anni, è bellissimo. Esamina la Bibbia.
Judging from the dates, better keep looking.
Ah, sta sotto la candela. L'altro.
There's some another.
Sì, tutta fatta in home recording, la colonna sonora.
I'll just for September.
Però l'abbiamo già letti questi qua, dai. So, basta. Fammi salva se cresce un'altra volta. Ma fammi tenere pure un po' di salvataggi. Su. Eccoci qua. C'è anche il tipo che balla. Questo era un gruppo che avevo, siamo noi tre. Era un trio di folk irlandese che avevo. Questo è veramente è un live, non è fatta per il gioco.
Don't bother me. I'm trying to enjoy the music. Great. Thanks for spoiling the mood. Bye. And I hope to never see you again.
Questo è il mio cane, Junior.
The train I arrived on. In miniature.
Cacchio, devo mettere le corde a mandolino per metterle anche nella colonna sonora del nuovo, mi devo ricordare. Ci sta sempre bene in questa cosa un po' reggae horror che mi piace tanto, un po' alla Monkey Island, nella parte voodoo, no?
I'm sorry, I can't reach the keys up there. I lent my grabber to Melvin. He works at the library.
I hope that hobo's blanket is queen-sized, and that he doesn't mind company.
Or you could just track down Melvin.
Nice train model.
Thanks.
I would like a...
Get my grabber.
Ba-bam. Ci si può fermare qua, no? Si sosta un po'. Dobbiamo aprire archivio storico. No. Come si apriva archivio storico? Mi ricordo.
Tell me about the Historical Society here in Newburyport.
They have an exhibition of exotic jewelry. It's pretty boring, though.
Is there anything interesting here in Newburyport?
The train station and the trains.
And if someone wished to go somewhere...
I don't understand.
Do you know any...
No,
Ah,
they never...
see ya.
See you.
When's Office?
A Historical Society leaflet.
Me l'ho
It's in High
scordato,
Street.
devo vedere
Seems like an
semplicemente.
interesting exhibition. Come and see artifacts from spectral Innsmouth. There's nothing on the back.
Eccolo, archivio storico.
Did I ever tell tell you about my safari in Africa?
Get your hand off of that. Did you forget the seventh commandment?
La suora ubriaca,
Thou shalt
fantastico.
not steal.
Questo era dedicato a Old Games Italia, che però ci hanno dato una mano durante la produzione. Quindi un piccolo regalino per Old Games Italia. Logi Café.
Get your hand off. Did you forget the seventh? Thou shalt not steal.
Hello.
Greetings, my son.
Have you ever been to Innsmouth?
Shh, that place is cursed.
So I've been told.
Best not to speak of it.
About Innsmouth.
Shh, they have ears everywhere.
About Innsmouth.
Shh, they have ears everywhere.
Isn't it a little early to be drinking?
I'm only on my second drink. This is non-alcoholic wine for your information.
Have you ever tried to just quit?
I don't remember. I'm drinking to forget.
Have you ever tried to just quit?
I don't remember. I'm drinking to forget.
About Innsmouth.
Shh, shut up! They can hear us. I know them well.
Come on, let's talk about Innsmouth.
Shh, I've been there once. It seemed deserted, but at the same time, I felt eyes upon me at every step. The church. Their church. The symbols. They weren't Christian.
What did they look like?
I don't remember. Don't remember. They seemed like...
Vai, prendiamoci la bottiglia.
She said it was non-alcoholic. How come she's drunk then? The power of suggestion?
I doppiaggi cosa vuoi sapere?
Hello.
Hi. Psst. Save me from this guy, please.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure I need to be a part of this.
Coward.
Hello.
Hi. Psst. Save me from this guy, please.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure I need to be a part of this.
Coward.
Sono fatti tutti da attori americani.
Hello to you. If you could excuse me, I'm kinda in the middle of something.
Broom rum. The drive home from the bar has never been safer. Si presso. You'd never guess it was 0%.
Non realizzerei mai che è tristemente alcolico. L'ho dimenticata pure questa. Forte. Non realizzerei mai che è tristemente alcolico. È bella, dai.
Capone whiskey. The flavor worth killing for. Bitter regret vodka. Now with 0% regret the next morning. But the bitterness remains.
E l'ho tolto l'alcol, resta solo l'amaro.
Drive home. Si presso. You'd never.
Finiti. Queste erano un altro po' di battute.
Hello.
Hello. How can I help you?
Do you have any broom rum?
Such a shame. A bunch of automobile drivers already drank it all and then burned rubber out of here.
I want the best Cipresso vintage.
The last bottle was already bought by the nun outside.
Do you have any Capone whiskey?
We haven't gotten any more in from Chicago yet. I wonder why.
Do you have any bitter regret vodka?
Sure. Papers, please?
Do you know anything about Innsmouth?
No. One of the customers outside mentioned something about it, though.
Hello.
Hello?
Never mind. A table needing...
I use only the best oil on my forelock.
I'm sorry. We're closing.
Whoever sells these is rich by now, for sure.
Get out.
I just want to...
La prima parte è molto 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 Lucas, però a quante risate che veramente ci siamo fatti tantissime risate a fare questo gioco.
That woman is crazy. I don't want to go in there again, just...
Ci siamo fatti tantissime risate. Vediamo un po' che devo fare. Biblioteca?
Who is this?
He is a ruthless man dwelling in that godforsaken place.
Innsmouth?
Aye. The mere mention of that name rings of blasphemy.
A historical society. There's nothing on the. Melvin, I presume.
Yep.
I need that grabber.
Can't you see I need it too?
I really need that grabber.
Questa è una citazione lucassiana, Monkey Islandiana.
I really
Notevole.
need that grabber.
I really don't care.
I really need that grabber.
The longer you bother me, the longer I will need it for.
Maledetto Melvin. Tra l'altro nel nuovo c'è il fratello grande di Melvin, quello più grande. Che devo fare? Mi ricordo.
Guys? Guys? Guys! You guys rock!
Beh, fa pure questa cosa è
Don't get too
carina.
close to that dancing fool. I don't want to get too close to that. I spoke with Melvin. Nice guy.
He gave you back the grabber?
Damn
it. Time to teach him a lesson or two.
I will be back with the grabber, even if it's the last thing I ever do.
Go and defeat him. I believe in you.
Personaggio strano.
About the...
No grabber, no room.
I'll just be go...
Bloccarmi nel mio gioco è fantastico, non mi ricordo che cosa... Ah, è vero, forse col capostazione devo parlare. Non mi ricordo, sì, capostazione. Oramai.
I have nothing else to ask him about right now.
Come non hai altro
I
da
have nothing
chiedere?
else.
Ma come?
Hello.
Hello.
Ah, è vero, il barbone.
Hello.
What do you want? Get lost!
It looks like a bottle of very... Hello.
Leave me a...
Che cacchio devo fare? Per andare all'archivio storico mi devi raccomandare il... Questi non hanno nulla da dire.
Any hot chicks around?
I'm sorry.
Coward.
Hello.
Hello to you. If you could...
Mi deve raccomandare.
Interesting.
Mi deve
It
raccomandare.
looks like a bottle of...
Mi deve raccomandare il bibliotecario. Oh no, mi ricordo sul serio, incredibile sta cosa. Ma non mi ricordo veramente. Fantastico. Che cacchio devo fare?
I have nothing to...
Non hai niente da dirgli.
There's
No,
nothing...
questo esame di Depliano.
I already...
Ma aspetta, riparliamo un attimo con Melvin. Ricordo. Tante volte.
About the... What are you doing?
I'm looking for a book, but I can't find it.
Ah, ok.
What book are you looking for?
Ancient Artifacts of Essex. Don't tell the boss I lost library property. He'll cut my pay.
I would like to borrow Ancient Artifacts of Essex. I can't find it.
Son of a...
Ask Melvin.
He didn't seem able to help me.
Melvin! Where's the book this guy is looking for?
It must be here. Somewhere. I can't find it.
He's not the sharpest knife in the drawer.
Let me check the logbook. Here it is. Melvin! Have you noticed that the book is out on loan?
It can't be. Let me see that.
It's always the same old story. You're always distracted. You have no commitment. You're rude. You treat the customers like garbage. You never do what I tell you. Never on your game. Uncultured scum. Your feet stink. You are ugly. You are useless.
Let's take a look. There's not much about Innsmouth. That book on the third row from the bottom may be the same one that Train Geek was talking about.
You skim the profits. You can't catalog.
On the spine it says,
A dog would do a better job. You're always distracted.
it's a railway history of Essex. Let's see now. Here it is. It seems that some years ago they started to build a railway to Innsmouth, but they were interrupted by strange circumstances, though it was a bustling commercial port. Maybe that book about commerce in the row below can add some insight.
You have no commitment. You're rude. You treat the customers like garbage.
Let's see now. Here it is, Commercial Port of Innsmouth. There are pages and pages about the strange and sudden abundance of fish. It must have been an important and thriving port at that time. I wonder what happened to it so as to not even be marked on a map these days. Hey, wait a second. It mentions here a gold refinery and the commerce of ancient jewels, as detailed in Ancient Artifacts of Essex. Damn it! Always the way.
You never do what I tell you. Never on your game. Uncultured scum. Your feet stink.
It seems that the book was borrowed by a certain Andrew Hoplow.
Get your nose out of there. That's none of your concern.
Be that as it may, I could not help but notice Melvin's signature at the bottom.
Son of
Is this any way to treat a client? And he's right. There's your signature underneath.
I'm sorry, boss. I don't know what to say.
There's nothing to say, Melvin. Because of your incompetence and your rudeness,
you're fired.
You're fired. Get out.
But boss,
Out.
But I just want to...
Out.
I've got a strange feeling of deja vu, except funnier. Can you give me your grabber? You don't need it anymore.
Go to heck.
I really need Ancient Artifacts of Essex.
It seems that Andrew Hoplow borrowed it, and as I have come to expect, he is always late returning books.
Tell me about Hoplow.
You can usually find him strolling around aimlessly reading books with a suicidal face.
Stressful day?
Yes. First the Marsh's stooge, then Melvin. I can't wait for this day to finally be over.
Stressful day.
Yeah.
Tell me about
you with a
never.
Where do you think put them?
Li devo posare comunque, sì.
Never mind.
Avrei fatto meglio a posarli subito.
I've learned everything I can from them.
Upload.
I need that book you're reading.
But I have nothing else to read.
Are you interested in commerce?
Not in the slightest. Enough chit-chat. Leave me be.
I need that book you're reading.
But I have...
Are you interested in trains?
Well, perhaps I could be, even if I don't feel the need for speed.
Distraiamo il bibliotecario.
What was that guy's name again? Jerry Poplove?
Wait, I have to check the logbook.
Via, 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 via. Hey.
Thanks. Return this book I was reading to the library for me, would you?
Sure.
Abbiamo messo qua così mentre uno si legge la cosa può ascoltare un po' di musica.
Let's see now. It seems that someone from Innsmouth sold off some of its ancient artifacts and valuables years ago. Some of them are preserved at the Newburyport Historical Society. But that's where the crazy old lady kicked me out from. I must find a way to get in. Maybe I can ask around for help.
Proprio stasera ho sentito Alberto Maria del gruppo Leone, mi sono ricordato di questa cosa. Allora, che dobbiamo fare? Tornare in biblioteca.
I imagine you're back to return what you accidentally borrowed.
I already have all... I want to visit the historical society, but a crazy old lady kicked me out. Can you help me?
How dare you? I dearly love Madame Tilton. I cannot allow you to speak of her like that.
Sorry, sometimes I get a bit impulsive.
Okay, lad. I'll let it slide this one time. But never speak of her like that again!
Of course. So you know her? Can you persuade her to let me in?
Strange. That's the second time today that someone inquired about the madame. You're in league with that thug.
Nonsense. I'd never even heard of Innsmouth before today, but I cannot deny that the mere mention of the name draws me to it strangely.
Boy, listen to someone much older and wiser than you. Nothing good has ever come from that bloody place. However, a taste of historical culture never hurt anyone. Here, take this letter of introduction to the lady on my behalf.
A letter of introduction, signed by the librarian.
Questo rumore della signora è fastidiosissimo ed è registrato col violino.
I have this letter?
From the librarian? Oh, such a hunk. Come in and just ask if you need any help in the meanwhile.
I read that you have some items from Innsmouth on display here.
Young man, you're not the first to ask me that today. Why all the interest?
Are you referring to that madman in the hat?
Why? Is that bully a friend of yours?
Not at all.
Oh, that's a relief. Nothing good ever comes of those folk. He keeps threatening me. He wanted me to surrender some of my displays to the Marsh family, one of the richest and most important families of Innsmouth.
Marsh. I just heard that name somewhere.
If you are researching Innsmouth, of course you will have heard of the Marshes.
Marsh.
During the century just past, Captain Obed Marsh hoarded many treasures while voyaging the South Seas. Come, I'll show you some of the displays in the other room.
After you.
This painting was donated by a street artist on his way to Massachusetts. Apparently, it shows some kind of maritime ceremony. The curious thing is that in the background, you can see the dreaded Devil Reef, which lies off the coast of Innsmouth. Over here, there is a really interesting object. It's a bas-relief from the South Seas, brought here to New England last century on the Sumatra Queen, the ship captained by Obed Marsh. And this is one of the items the Marshes are most urgently demanding. These are some of the works of the famous artist
Pickman.
They depict bizarre, imaginary creatures. They are disturbing. This is a Louis XIV Renaissance mirror.
In Massachusetts?
Asking too many questions can be dangerous, young lad. And these are some hand-carved statues from the South Seas. They depict anthropomorphic figures and other strange deities worshipped there.
Huh.
This is real English silverware, from Sheffield, to be precise. And this is another one of those disputed items. It's some kind of
La famosa tiara dell'ombra
similar to the
sesma.
one shown in the relief over there.
Chi ha letto il
We
racconto la
obtained
ricorda di
it for a
sicuro.
bottom price from an Innsmouth drunk. A pitiable fellow. We suspected he stole it when the Marshes demanded it back. We tried to find him to ask, but we heard he died in a bar fight.
Is it made entirely of gold?
It's made from a strange alloy, which contains gold. Many things made from the same alloy were produced by the gold refinery that Obed Marsh built after returning from his voyages. The place is abandoned now, though, I've heard. Feel free to take a look around. I must go attend to some matters before closing up.
It's a gorgeous tiara. The base of the dome is strangely oval-shaped. In several places, beautiful and peculiar geometric figures have been carved. Some precious gems are mounted near the top. A weird rectangular plaque is inlaid in the middle. It's a big ruby mounted in the tiara. Hey, wait. It appears to be connected to some kind of mechanism. Hey, this must be one valuable button. And yet people complain about those sheiks and their solid gold toilets. A weird tentacular image. It looks like a city with a geometry that does not belong to this world. Maybe in some pulp magazine like Weird Tales, someone would describe them as non-Euclidean. A carved wooden panel of considerable size. There's an anthropomorphic figure which looks like a shaman or a priest. He's wearing a strange tiara with a weird shape in the middle. A weird very simple. Could they be? There are some etchings depicting some of the natural elements: earth, fire, and water. They appear to be etched in a style slightly different from the rest of the carving. He has a very peculiar posture, almost like he wasn't human. Unless he's 300 pounds with 110-degree kyphoscoliosis.
Battuta fisioterapica ci vuole. Fatemi cominciare un'altra registrazione, va? Questo effetto ai muse, avete visto? Quando si passa, si aggiunge. E com'era? Non me lo ricordo mica io com'era? Verde, rosso, verde, blu, verde, rosso. 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 No. Verde, rosso, verde, blu, verde, rosso.
A weird it reminds me, could they be one and the same?
Perché non funziona? Oh? Sbagliato io? Oh? Verde. Com'è? Albero, fuoco, albero. Ah, finisce con acqua, è vero. Quindi verde, rosso, verde, blu, verde, rosso, verde. Verde, rosso, verde, blu, verde, rosso, verde, no. Verde, rosso, verde, blu, verde, rosso, blu.
Eureka! There's a message embossed on the metal. It looks like some kind of code. I should transcribe a copy of it somehow. A historical society. There's nothing on the... It fits perfectly. How lucky is that? If I had a pen, I could make a rubbing of it. Wait, I have one right here in my pocket. Wait, that bloody homeless guy must have stolen it. I must get it back. Sorry, madam. About the mirror.
Didn't I already mention it could be dangerous?
Qua cresce se lo fate troppe volte, cresce il gioco, fa un autosalvataggio e cresce il gioco.
Do you mind if I...
No.
Evitiamo, va. Sto facendo la capture. Vediamo un po' gli oggetti qui dentro, non mi ricordavo.
It seems the lady is really closing up. Baroque pictures.
No end to this dust.
It's a scale model of a pirate ship from the 17th century. All aboard! Arr!
Silence.
What a lucky tooking gas. I mean, what a trucking spooky bass.
Specchio,
A tribal
secchio
mask from New Guinea.
cappiano, che specchio pacchiano. Ah, l'avevo dimenticata questo.
Painting.
Forte.
Painting. It's a reproduction of an Octavian Augustus bust.
Spot of dust here.
Oh, qua non c'era
Pillory,
più.
used during the Salem witch trials.
C'era un
At
rap
least that's
sulla
what the
cosa
plate
di
says.
Augusto. Poi non lo inserimmo, secondo
A
me.
typical map of Massachusetts. Whoever sells these is rich by now, for sure. Some tools used by Native Americans. A tribal mask from New Guinea.
Vabbè, quest'era.
Never mind. Thanks.
No problem.
Never mind.
No problem.
Have you by any chance seen a gold pen anywhere around here?
No.
Maybe you saw where I dropped it?
Are you implying something, buddy?
I'm quite sure it was missing after I spoke with you.
Maybe I saw
Questo è il classico enigma dell'albero di dialoghi, porca troia. Troppa roba su sto coso, cade tutto, che fastidio.
Hello.
Why are you still
It looks like a bottle of Hello.
Why are you still blathering on?
I have a little something for you.
What?
A very nice label indeed. See, Presso. and aged to perfection. What?
I can already feel
Ciao
the
Angels
dark
Dio,
days.
buonasera.
I want it. I want it.
I'll trade it for the pen.
All right. Take your bloody pen.
Take your bloody
Leave me
pen.
alone.
A gift from my grandfather for my a gift from at the price I paid.
Mi fa piacere. Mi fa piacere Giorgio che ti venga voglia di giocare. Io mi sto divertendo, lo sai, alla fine sono 3 anni che non lo tocco, però è sfizioso. Sa un sacco di cose che neanche io mi ricordavo, lo sai. Lo so che è assurdo, però è così. La no, l'archivio storico.
More dust here.
Sì, e sostiene.
A gift from my grandfather from What the? My grandfather gave me a pen that doesn't even work?
It's a bit dirty.
Lercio, disgustoso, sporco. Ah, la signorina Tilto.
Could you lend me a pen that actually works?
C'è una moria delle penne a Newburyport.
I spilled all my ink while I was cleaning.
Mi pare che lo spieghiamo pure da qualche parte, perché come giustificare il fatto che questo non trova una penna e perché un carico di penne è andato perso.
Could you lend me a pen that actually works?
If you can get that train geek out of the station, you can have this one for free. He scares the other passengers away.
Is there anything interesting? And if so, could you lend me a pen that actually works?
I only have the ones they give away on trains.
But they don't just give away pens on trains.
Exactly.
Un sacco di battute me le ho dimenticate. Erano carine però, dai, alla fine. Un sacco di freddura.
The train I arrived on. In miniature. Could you lend me a pen that actually works?
My pens are only for viewing.
Only if I must. About the
No grab.
I'll just a rare pen collection. A rare pen collection. Nice pens.
The best. It's a very rare collection, unique in all the world.
So, I imagine you don't use them for Sudoku. That train model is surely the best piece in your collection.
Heretic! That rubbish is only even allowed here as a token for trading. Do I look like a train collector to you? Do I have pimples, wear glasses, or keep cheap pins in my top pocket?
I'll just a gift from my Maybe you can trade your train model for this gold pen?
Show it to me. Leave it on the counter. Now, please, stand back, away from my pen.
Okay, okay. You were the one who said to come closer.
Cute. I will add it post-haste to my collection. You can have the train. More on.
What?
Nothing, just a throat tickle.
What have I done? I can't believe it. Please forgive me, grandfather.
Ah, bello sto pezzo. Allora, archivio storico. Oh, scambia prima il trenino. Quel personaggio che è praticamente Sheldon.
I have a gift for you.
Thank you! I'm going to go home and play with it right now!
Done. Can you give me that pen now?
Here you go. You deserve it.
Thanks. A perfect rubbing of the code. Such strange symbols. They look very ancient.
Hey, I'm walking here. Get out of my way. Trust me, I've had a bad day. Do not take me off.
Be gone, scum.
What the? You actually want me to smash your skull in with this grabber?
Gosh.
So much blood. I don't think he's in any condition to answer me. Now, the grabber is mine.
So, you have the grabber?
It's a little bloody, but still works fine.
Yuck. Use it yourself. The room is 237.
Do you even have such a room?
The regressive room numbering starts from the YMCA in Agawam and ends with the one in Worcester.
Mr. Marsh, the master plan has failed. Don't worry though, luck is on our side. What we need will be delivered straight to our door.
As I already told you, we have nothing further to discuss.
And as I already told you, we do not accept no for an answer. The tiaras is ours by right.
A perfect rubbing of the code.
There's someone still here? I thought you were closed by this hour. Oh well. You will be all alone next time.
And I will defend myself alone even then.
Such strange symbols. They look very ancient.
Right then. Today is your lucky day. Good night, Madame Tilton.
Read all about it. Teen brutally bashed during the night. The case of the bashed teen, exclusive only in the Daily News.
Newsbury Report, questo è bello, il Newsbury Report.
Hey, did you hear? Last night a guy was bashed within an inch of his life in an alley near the library.
Really? Any news about the attacker?
Buy a copy to learn more.
I'll take it.
Read all about it. Teen brutally bashed during the night. The case of the bashed teen, exclusive only in the Daily Newsbury Report. Extra, extra.
1, 2.
It's $2.50 to Arkham.
It stops by Innsmouth, right?
Right.
Read all about it. Teen
day was warm despite the rain. The landscape of sand, sedge grass, and stunted shrubbery became more and more desolate as we proceeded. Our narrow course began to climb steeply, and I felt a singular sense of disquiet in looking at the lonely crest ahead where the rutted roadway met the sky. I realized, come face to face with rumor-shadowed Innsmouth. It was a town of wide extent and dense construction. That would be a bit of an extravagant takeout.
The next to Newburyport is tomorrow.
But I must head on to Arca... Excuse me?
Didn't I just say that the next bus for Newburyport leaves tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow, yes.
But I really should be getting on my way to Arkham.
Then you'll have to wait.
Yes, wait.
There's something I need to take care of first. It will take about 2 hours.
Yes, 2 hours. At least.
Okay,
At least.
I'll take a stroll around your cozy little town for the meanwhile.
At least. Yes.
I do not want to talk to him.
Belle ste battute.
I'm not even sure if he can speak. Definitely not what I want to do. Could I really be seeing what I'm seeing? Ah, God, no! Could I really be seeing what I'm seeing? Ah, God! Hello.
Hello.
What kind of goods do you sell here?
We have a little bit of everything. Drinks, food, magazines, souvenirs. Tell me what you need.
I'll have a look around.
Take your time.
You don't come from around here, do you?
Actually, no. What tipped you off?
The way you look.
So you noticed something strange about folk around these parts. Folk here have a peculiar look. I'm from Arkham. The store I work for has subsidiaries everywhere in New England. Unfortunately, I was sent here.
What can you tell me about the townsfolk?
Well, they are not talkative with strangers.
I've noticed that.
They never leave Innsmouth unless in the direst need, and they are not interested in any of the comings and goings of the outside world.
And neither, it seems, is the outside world interested in Innsmouth.
There's little to be interested in here. The townsfolk make their living from fishing, and their only recreation seems to be swimming. And everyone in town seems
Bella
more
sta
than
cosa
able
nel
to
libro,
compete in
pratica in
that
questo
arduous
sono
sport.
sorprendentemente
Really?
bravi.
This doesn't exactly look to me like the ideal location for a swimming tournament.
They are very religious, though in a different way.
What do you mean?
They follow a cult called the Esoteric Order of Dagon.
Tell me about the Esoteric Order of Dagon.
I can tell you very little. Reverend Wallace of Arkham strongly advised me against attending the Innsmouth Church. He said that the strange ceremonies they perform there are not suitable for a Christian. It was not really all that difficult to follow his advice, actually. Nobody here talks about their religion, and I myself witnessed some outsiders ushered violently away for lingering in front of the church.
I think I saw the church from the bus. It looked quite ominous to me.
You got that right.
Do you know the reason behind the peculiar look of the townsfolk?
It seems to be some sort of hereditary progressive disease affecting the bones and skin. Maybe it's caused by their isolation from the outside world. You only ever see young people about town. Ever since I've worked here, I've never seen an elderly person. Perhaps the advanced stages of the disease forced them to become shut-ins at home. I cannot even begin to imagine what they might look like. It's been about some months that I haven't even seen Barnabas Marsh about. I've only ever seen one man who does not bear the curse of Innsmouth on his face. I speak of the old drunk, Zadok Allen, but he is out of his mind.
Could you tell me again why you think...
It seems...
What did you say?
It's a local...
Tell me about that crazy old man.
His name is Zadok Allen. He has many of his own crazy theories to explain this town and its folk. Sadly, nowadays he drinks way much more than he talks.
Do you know anything about a refinery?
There is an old abandoned factory near the swamps. I don't know what they did in there. Sometimes I walked by it on a stroll home. The entrance is shut tight with a chain. I swore that I heard strange sounds coming from inside. Maybe it was all in my head.
Do you know anything about the Devil Reef?
I only know that it is a natural formation barely jutting above the waterline. It is located about a mile off the coast. You can see it from the piers, but you can also see it from a distance from behind the square, too.
Do you know anything about the Marsh family?
They are one of the most famous families here, and probably the richest, too. I don't know much about them. They are not seen around all that often.
The old Barnabas Marsh used to come here with his chauffeur, but it's been some months since I saw him last.
Was his chauffeur a huge guy with a black coat and hat?
Yes.
Rude and threatening, too?
Sometimes.
It must be the same guy that threatened the librarian in Newburyport.
Melvin, my brother, works there. I wonder how he is, now that you mention it. He hasn't called in a while.
I'm sure he will. Soon-ish. Tell me about that crazy old man.
His name is Zadok Allen. He has many of his sad...
What?
It's a look...
Could you...
It's...
Regarding...
Probably it's...
Tell me it's...
Okay.
See ya.
I hope...
Is that the latest model of electric flashlight?
Yes, but it's not for sale. I use it when I have to go into the warehouse. The power is out back there.
What do you store in the warehouse?
Mostly just some sacks of potatoes and flour, some chocolate boxes and soft drinks.
Do you think you'll ever sell those drinks?
Leave off. They've been in there so long, they must be almost volatile by now. Not even considering the fact that most people only drink booze these days.
Chocolates? They must fly off the shelves.
I doubt it. They're probably way past their expiration date by now.
Is there a huge demand for flour and potatoes?
No. The folk around here seem to prefer canned food.
It's been quite a while since I've had to go back there, now that you mention it.
So if you really want the flashlight that badly, I'll let it go for $2.
Here you go. See ya.
I hope to see...
Can you repeat?
We have... Go get...
I'll have a look. There's something other than a newspaper concealed in this stack. There's something other than... Hey, wait a minute. These papers are all way out of date. There's something other than a... Excuse me? I'd like to buy this map.
Those are a dime.
Here you go.
Thank you. And remember, pay unless you can't, and then don't you even dare it.
It's a map showing points of interest. There is an old lighthouse to the north, a church to the east, and waterfalls and marshlands to the west of the square. The front page of the paper tells of the battery upon poor, hapless Melvin. You might find this interesting.
What?
Check out the front page headline.
Basher of Newburyport strikes again. Teen brutally bashed in an alley near... Wait hold on, just That's my brother! Even with his face all messed up like that, I would recognize that shirt anywhere. Oh well, he probably deserved it.
Brotherly love.
Zadoccone. Zadoccone.
Excuse me?
Blames Zadok. If only they knew what Zadok knows. Zadok's not crazy. Believe Zadok. They are not like you and Zadok.
Come era bravo questo doppiatore. C'è anche nel secondo, Perché brevemente Zadok appare. È proprio bravo, bravo.
I want.
Zadok knows how to keep his secrets. Don't pressure Zadok. Zadok can be trusted. You know, right? Zadok is out of whiskey. Oh, God. How could Zadok go on without whiskey? Zadok doesn't want to remember.
Excuse me?
Zadok? Oh, God. Zadok.
Yes?
I'm wondering, maybe, do you have that,
What?
that very spirit of the party?
The past, present, or the future one?
The distilled one.
You know that's illegal, right?
Really? Since when?
Since about 7 years ago, when all drinks over 0.5% alcohol were banned under the Prohibition Act.
Interesting. But I can pay, and I wouldn't talk.
We can't serve such needs here, but I have heard rumors.
I'm listening.
In the swamp area, there is periodically a coming and going of little boats. Some say they are smugglers. Be careful. They are not the kind of people you would wish to meet in a dark alley.
Quasi può morire. Vabbè che fa l'autosalvataggio.
What do you want, Dante? We don't want...
What tell y'all? Be the shipment ready? We be waiting with the boat for the next load?
All's well. We got enough for many a load. The boys be unloading from the bus as we be speaking.
I'm talking about the stash ready to roll out. We got some boats to load.
Ours warehouse be fully stocked. Essex ain't staying dry for long.
Dry.
Phew. Just run-of-the-mill smugglers and not anything worse. That's kind of a relief.
Well then, I'll be off then to oversee the... Hold up! Drop anchor! This just popped back into me head. There's been tell of one or two inquisitive types nosing around town.
Still ye jabbering. Ain't nothing we can't manage.
Yes. Manage.
Ma se ti butti mi pare muori direttamente, Siamo gli Amedeo.
Landlubber. Shift ye cargo all. We have some extra baggage to bring aboard.
shipment? It's the tally we be agreed on.
20 crates, good to go.
We don't be having room on board for that many.
Rest easy. You'll be getting them all within the week. Enough pointless banter. Someone could be a spying on us. Those be the last crates of this load stored aboard then.
Okay, it be settled then. Seeing you next week for the rest of the shipment.
See you then, you damn fool.
Whiskey. It's pitch black in here. The flashlight doesn't seem to work down here. Maybe it's the dampness in the air.
Bella questa cosa che camminava al buio, pure era simpatico.
What the? Ew. It's slimy. Something bit me. Okay, that hurt. Jeez. Ah! Ow. What the hell? Hey, I think I found a ladder. So many crates. I wouldn't know where to start. This one says whiskey.
Whiskey! Whiskey! Zadok wants his whiskey!
Simpatico che sta a fianco.
Hey there! Is that what Zadok thinks it is?
Yes, your beloved whiskey. You crave it, right? Perhaps it'll jog your memory.
Zadok's mind feels clearer. What was it you were asking about again? You're here to make fun of poor Zadok, like all the rest?
No, old-timer. I'm just here to listen to the tale of Zadok, which only Zadok himself can tell.
Why, but you are so young. What brings you to such a place as this?
Actually, I'm just passing through. In a few hours, I'll be heading on to Arkham.
Arkham. So many times has Zadok been there in the past. But like the fool Zadok is, Zadok has always let himself be drawn back here. Zadok thought things might be different. But nothing ever changes here. Follow Zadok! Now, come here. Why are you so interested in Zadok's pathetic tale?
I'm most
Vuole
interested
appiare
in
le
why
sigarette
Innsmouth
nel
has become so
frattempo.
shunned by the outside world.
Why so shunned? Well, allow Zadok to clue you in, my young friend. Reputation is pretty much just a human construct, and they care very little about such concepts here. But perhaps they care just enough to make sure that people do not come sniffing around. Zadok would like you to see something.
Wait up! Where the devil did he get to? Yikes!
It all began out there. Some kind of infernal gate opened in the depths of the ocean. The Devil Reef. The legends spoke of devils dancing upon the reef when the moon was full. Legends, mere stories, but with power enough to obsess and to plant those seeds of insanity into the minds of all. Oh, if only we had known the terrible truth that seemed only the absurd superstitions of these ignorant fishermen. We may never know what Captain Obed Marsh discovered on his voyages to the South Seas. But whatever it was not mere legends. For his ships returned laden with gold. From that day on, Innsmouth became one of the richest ports in the state. Fish were teeming in amazing abundance. This made Captain Marsh one of the most important figures in the community. But then began his strange behavior. He began raving about the strange deities worshipped amongst the South Sea Islanders, and about how such worship was actually answered, rewarding them with everything they longed for. Many folk, including Zadok's own doomed father, witnessed boats sailing out to the Devil Reef in the dead of night and returning to dock overflowing with gold and laden with more fish than could be caught in a 3-day stint at sea. Around this time, people began to disappear. Those who opposed Captain Marsh started to vanish. To blame him for this seemed the obvious judgment, but the townsfolk were blinded by their newfound wealth and looked the other way. So, how does Zadok know this? The night Zadok's father failed to return home, Zadok saw the boats gathering around the Devil Reef. Damn their eyes! Zadok cannot erase their chant from his mind. Katulak Takun Konglui Magalnaf, Katulak Lai, Ugan Gaftag. Then they threw a large bundle into the sea. Zadok swears that Zadok saw the water's surface break and figures appear that were alike both you and Zadok, but not. If only for their elongated heads and the simian way in which they moved. Zadok is saying nothing more. Zadok has completed
Questa scena mi piace molto.
and served the first and second oaths. Zadok will tell nothing of how that fiend navigated his way across the sea, nor of his landing in that cursed city, nor of the fallen crosses, nor of the followers, nor of the tainted blood that now flows in their veins. Zadok will not speak of such. Only the cats of Alta speak.
But what?
Zadok will not speak. Zadok will not speak. Only the cats of Alta can speak. Why do you choose not to believe? Why?
He's completely insane. I'm glad he's gone. I was scared he brought me here to get rid of me. Try as I might, I cannot open it. A pile of rubbish. There's a broken gramophone in the pile. Maybe its horn could come in handy. A pile of rubbish. No.
No. Lo scoglio del diavolo.
A signaling spotlight with a jury-rigged sound system. It looks like a small speaker is in the compartment. I wonder if it could still work. A tiny Those do not connect. A tiny speaker. A modern wonder of acoustic light technology. I must patent it at once. That wouldn't help. A modern I must patent. That wouldn't help.
Semplicemente
It appears to
osservare.
be an abandoned lighthouse.
Sì,
I wonder
vero.
if it still works. I think I'm getting how this works. Getting there, I think. Curses. Was that it? Did I do whatever this was? Damn it! I so wanted to patent that.
So, you've finally arrived. Years I've been waiting. I never imagined they would send someone so young. What does the cat say at midnight?
Nothing. Only a cat of Ulthar can speak.
I knew that the keepers of the key had not forgotten about me. Zadok has lost all hope by now. We have to stop them. We must stop them. The very fate of this world is at stake.
What are you talking about? Why do I only attract the loonies?
Let me start again, from the very beginning.
This book is a very ancient text, the Necronomicon. This copy is one of only a few remaining volumes, and all are kept under the strictest of security because of their inherent danger. It is said to have been written by the mad Arabic prophet Abdul al-Hazred in the 8th century, who was witnessed by many to have been devoured in the plain light of day by something unseen. As curator of the Miskatonic University Library, I have access to this copy, but I must warn you, there are those who have lost their minds from a mere glance at certain sections. Al-Hazred wrote of a very different reality from the one we assume to know of, a reality in which mankind and all his works plays an extremely marginal role. Let's just say that I have seen for myself proof of some of the book's contents and that they are not as unbelievable as they may seem. According to the text, it seems that certain entities that we named the Great Old Ones have ruled over this and many other worlds from a time way before mankind had even taken its first step. And now they sleep a deep sleep of death, waiting for the stars to align and for their reawakening. In his house at Relaya, dead Cthulhu lies dreaming, but he is able to communicate with his inhuman worshippers and certain particularly sensitive people through their dreams to bring about the ritual he desires.
Inhuman worshippers?
Horrible, pre-human creatures, and probably our original ancestors. Virtually immortal, able to thrive with equal ease in the depths of the sea or upon land. Anthropologists have proposed contact between these creatures and certain South Sea tribes based on the ancient legends of these natives. Way back in the times when underwater volcanic activity raised eons-old sunken islands back to the surface, these creatures delivered up much bounty to the natives, but never the equal of what they asked for in return. Immortality has its price. These hideous creatures were unable to reproduce, so they demanded to mate with humans, spawning half-breed abominations, which at first looked human, but with the passage of years, more and more like their other parent, and who took to the sea once their time arrived.
Obed learned how to contact these beings from an old island shaman. So it was that, with the rights off the Devil Reef, he made first contact with them and began to appease them with human sacrifices. It was around that time that I was inserted into my watchman position here as Lighthouse Keeper. I was the perfect mold. I could see everything that was going on and not arouse the slightest suspicion. For years, all I did was watch and write. And, oh, the things I have watched. The ancient treasures Marsh received were laundered through his gold refinery, which was only constructed as a front to hide their subnautical origin. But God himself only knows what else went on there behind closed doors. Those that spoke out were hunted down and sacrificed. At first, Obed refused to grant the kind of interactions that they desired. But these things are old, of ancient cunning. They convinced him. And now, there are none left in this town with pure human bloodlines intact, apart from poor old Zadok.
And you actually believe these stories? Fishmen marrying humans?
I have seen many strange things, but I have learned to prize apart unsubstantiated rumor with the pliers of rational thought. When I started asking my contacts questions about the fate of my brother, every single one of them provided more and more proof of the truth of these legends. To be honest, I myself was preparing to leave for Innsmouth, but some of my contacts, for obvious reasons I cannot name, convinced me to remain manning my post here at this library due to the vital intelligence it holds. Dare you even imagine how much fear this all fills me with concerning the fate of my dear brother? My contacts specifically requested me to contact you, Lone Carter, and they asked me to tell you all of this to prepare you for...
How did I become so famous without noticing it? Who are these people?
I cannot divulge their identities. That would place both them and myself in mortal danger. Of course, it is vital that you do not breathe a word of what was said here.
And who would I tell? I don't want to get committed to an asylum.
But you are so young. Why have they sent me one so green? This is the night. The stars have aligned. I heard tell that they have recovered all they need for the ritual. A stranger shall deliver everything up unto them. Who would be so foolish as to assist them? You must stop them. Or all these years of preparation will have been for naught.
I'll do my best.
Keep watch over the key.
All is ready, yes, ready. Tonight you will be hosting a very special guest. He has what we need. Make sure he sleeps deeply here. See you later tonight. Yes, deeply. Yes.
Excuse me? Have you seen the bus that was waiting outside?
Good. We'll be back tomorrow.
Oh no! Now what am I supposed to do?
Free Gilman house room for you. Gilman discount. Yes. Discount. Beautiful stranger. Yes. Beautiful.
I don't seem to have much of a choice, and I can't turn down a free lodging for the night. I'll take it.
Di no quando c'è convenienza, è bellissimo.
Locked. Locked. A beautiful statue. I've never seen this Something happened outside.
Lone che è il protagonista del prossimo
So
gioco.
many of the names are obvious fakeries. Could it be full of precious?
Do not look like one of them. Please, save me.
That could come.
I'm chained up.
That wouldn't help.
Help. Thank you. Thank you. I thought I was gonna die.
Calm down.
Poor John. They ripped him apart.
John? John Armitage?
Yes, my poor friend John. That's all that remains of him over there.
Damn. Dr. Armitage will not be too happy about this. Tell me everything that happened.
No time for that. We gotta get out of here.
Calm down.
The tiara. The tiara. Time is short.
I told you to calm down. What are you raving about?
My mission here was to spread the word of the Lord, but I stuck my nose in where I shouldn't have. I could not grasp why the town followed that abominated faith of theirs. Those things should not be
Devo attivare le morti, tra l'altro, perché devo riprendere.
I hear something.
Mi faccio uccidere, eh? Sì. Forte, hai visto?
I'm chained up. Thank you.
Calm down. I told what?
But
I hear something. What the hell are those things?
I know what they are. That's why I'm still alive. They wanted to know how I knew. Oh, John was not so fortunate. That's all my fault. May God have mercy on my soul.
Tell me everything.
Some time ago, I was approached by the Lighthouse Keeper, who asked me to join him. But I was reluctant to do so. He told me a fantastic story about an organization of which he was a part, that investigates the evil that lurks behind the veil of our reality. An organization which only shows its hands in time of dire need.
Interesting.
I think I alienated him when I told him that only Almighty God can defeat pure evil, and that prayer is the sole true weapon of Christian wields. I heard him out, but pride goeth before destruction, and naughtiness before a fall. So I changed my mind, and I went over to the Church of the Order of Dagon to demand some answers. But all I got in reply was a blow to the back of the head. Through the fog of my days, I overheard their conversation with horror. I heard tell of a relic capable, when the stars align once again, of awakening something older than mankind, to which these beings are faithful servants.
Do you know what that relic is? Do you know where it is?
Yes. It must be that hideous tiara I saw the priest wearing at the altar I was dragged to. We must find it before all time runs out.
Okay, let's do this.
Adesso scateniamo la morte, bisogna girare un po' a vuoto così impazzisce e ci attacca.
But which way do we go? Were you conscious when they brought you back here? Do you remember anything that might help us find our way?
I remember the dark. They took the torch from the wall. One of them fell into a pool of water. He cursed in a strange language. I took advantage of the momentary distraction. I tried to fight back, but all it gained me was another blow to the head. From there on, things get a little fuzzy in my memory. They literally dragged me on. I recall seeing blood flow into a stream. I assume it was mine. I recall being dragged down a pitch-black corridor before being chained up next to that other poor soul. Now, we must go, I beg of you.
We're gonna...
Yes, but you must remain calm, or else we will never get out of here alive. What's the matter with you?
Abbiamo triggerato la morte.
That's the tiara. What the hell is that thing? Run! Run! Go! Go! Here, catch!
Ross ha insistito per fare questo shot. Non gli è venuto proprio bene.
Get the hell out of here!
Andiamo a letto senza chiavistello, magari che moriamo. No?
Seems comfortable enough. I think I'll sleep in my clothes, just in case.
Sì.
Seems comfortable enough. Even I think I'll What's going on?
Mi ricordo che devo fare.
That route offers no
Fa spinge armadio, qualcosa del genere.
Seems I think I'll
Oh, non ho chiuso il coso. Ce ne andiamo a me. Questa diciamo che è la parte più...
Seems comfortable enough. I think
La parte che ha fatto bestemmiare un po' di persone, ma fa nulla. È divertente, è piena d'ansia questa parte. No, spingi. Sì. Ah, non ho di chiavistello. Poi su chiavistello un buchi.
I need to tighten this.
Come si chiama?
Come on, that should hold up.
Spingi forte.
It's locked. That wouldn't help.
Spingi porta. No, ok, mi ricordo. Perfetto.
Seems comfortable enough.
No, cazzo, non ho chiuso il chiavistello, accidenti a me. Oh. Non ho chiuso il chiavistello.
Seems comfortable enough, even if a tad soiled. I think I'll sleep in my clothes, just... I need to tighten the screws with some... Come on, that should hold... Oh my god, I think I've been spotted by that horde of disfigured folks slumping towards me. I can only pray that this disguise works.
Rhythm game. C'è anche lo swipe.
Lost them. Now what do I do?
Did you enjoy your little stroll? The time is almost upon us. Thanks to you, the great Cthulhu will rise again tonight. You possess something we need. You can either hand it over and be rewarded with a quick death, or I'll dig it out from what's left of you after we're done.
No, over my dead body. What the hell is going on?
Follow me.
Who are you? Why have you pretended to be one of our members?
What the hell?
Speak! What know you of the Keepers of the Key?
Keepers of the Key?
You knew the password.
That crazy talk about the cat speaking? I heard it from the old drunk guy.
Zadok. Oh God. I saw his body floating to and fro on the tides a few hours ago.
Who was this Zadok?
He was the only person I could trust around here. Before he went completely insane. Sir, Zadok killed himself. I suspected his mind couldn't hold out.
Enough. Time grows short. That which is coming shall wipe away every trace of our world. The great old ones have been waiting on this pivotal moment for eons, eager to reclaim their dominion over this world. I demand to know why you came here, and what led you here.
Well, I was in Newburyport.
Cut to the chase.
Well, I happened upon Innsmouth on my way to Arkham. I lost them. But then that guy in black accosted me and asked me to...
This is just a damned waste of time.
You're right. He knows nothing. Go now. Get out of here. Upon my order, this entire town is about to get blasted straight back to hell. Get yourself to the caves and look for a way out of this damn place. Wait. Utter but a single word of what you have witnessed here, and we will track you down and silence you.
Do you really think it wise to send the stranger off like that, on his own? Now that Zadok is dead, he is the only pure blood remaining in the entire town. The one last piece they need for their ritual tonight.
Calm down. This will keep them busy enough. Commence Operation Ackley.
Blew up and collapsed behind me. Damn it all! Well, at least I have a lantern this time. The mere sight of them sends a chill up my spine. The mere sight of them. Horrific mockeries of human skulls. They look very old. It seems all those ancient legends held some truth.
Una delle morti più divertenti.
I fear that even God himself may fear that which they worship before this altar.
Quante risate mi sono fatto con sta morte.
Oh my god! It was just jerked aside suddenly, the moment I touched it. These look like the same symbols as on the panel back there. Let's see now.
Bisognava fare qua una sottrazione di simboli, non mi ricordo più. Questo lo togliamo, questo no, questo no.
I can see some kind of engraving inside the altar. That is not dead, which can eternal lie, and with strange eons, even death may die.
Stop! Fool! Don't kill him just yet. We need his pure human blood for the ritual first. The crazy old pure blood died trying to escape our clutches.
Something's wrong with the blood!
Questa è la fine.
I came to about a mile from the town, which lay smoking in ruins. I have no idea how I got there. But I had survived, and all I wanted was to get away from that hellish place. I've kept this tale to myself. Most would have thought me mad, although I'm sure there are those who know the truth of what I say. Personally, I only wished to forget the whole terrible ordeal, but I could not. That place had become as if it were a part of me, and obsessed my every thought. By night I dreamed of cyclopean cities rising from the seabed, and of swimming alongside those things, despite my fear of them. After some research, I found my mother's bloodline to be intertwined with that of the marshes, and this filled me with an unspeakable insight concerning that fateful night. As I pen the last lines of this, my Chronicle of Innsmouth, I am shedding the last vestiges of my humanity. Forever.
Si potrebbe fare un gioco così, perché abbandona l'umanità. Il secondo mi ha detto riguardalo, però boh, lo vorrei riprendere. Questo personaggio qui, interessante. Ok, terminato. Buonanotte a chi c'è stato e a chi non c'è stato. Notte, notte.